Okay, so we're going to talk about building wealth, but I promise, this isn't going to be some complicated, jargon-filled lecture. We're going to break it all down into a super simple, three-move plan that really anyone can start today, even if you feel like you're starting from scratch.
Let's just start with a really tough truth, one that most of us never hear, and it's this. Working hard alone will never make you wealthy. We're all taught to just put our heads down, work more hours, and that the money will just follow. But that's probably one of the biggest myths that's holding people back. And this right here is the real enemy. It's this trap that so many of us fall into. It's called lifestyle inflation. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You get a raise, and then, almost like magic, your expenses just inflate right along with it. Maybe it's a nicer apartment, a few more dinners out, a better car. And then, before you know it, you're earning more money, but you're not actually any better off. It's this vicious cycle that keeps you stuck, and today we are going to learn how to break it for good. So let's dive into the very first move. This is all about building our foundation. Before you even think about investing, before you start dreaming of getting rich, you've got to build your financial armor. This is the absolute non-negotiable first step. It's the one thing that gives you safety, stability, and honestly, just peace of mind. So what is this armor? It's a 3-month emergency fund. All that means is having enough cash to cover 3 months of your most essential living expenses. Rent, food, utilities, and keeping it stashed away in a separate savings account. Why separate? Well, it's so you're not tempted to dip into it for a pizza night. Think of it as your break glass in case of emergency fund. And what do we actually mean by emergency? Well, we're talking about real-life stuff. It's that surprise $800 bill your mechanic hits you with. It's that medical bill that shows up in the mail completely out of the blue. It's your work laptop just dying right before a huge deadline. Or, the big one, suddenly losing your job. This fund is what keeps a really bad situation from turning into a complete catastrophe. Okay, so once your armor's built and you're feeling protected, it's time to switch from playing defense to playing offense. Step 2 is where things get really exciting. This is where we automate your growth. This is where we start making your money work for you instead of the other way around.
And we do this with something called an index fund. Now please, don't let that name intimidate you. It is incredibly simple. An index fund basically lets you buy a teeny tiny piece of all the biggest companies, all at once. Think Apple, Google, Amazon, and hundreds more. So you're not trying to pick one winning stock, you're just betting on the entire economy to grow over time, which, historically, it always has.
And here's the secret sauce that powers this entire strategy: compound interest. I think it was Einstein who called it the eighth wonder of the world. It's a really simple idea. Your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns. It's like a tiny snowball rolling down a huge hill, just getting bigger and bigger, all on its own.
So what does this actually look like in real life? Let's just take a simple, totally manageable number, $100 a month. I know it might not sound like a lot, right? But that's just a few canceled subscriptions or maybe packing your lunch a couple times a week. But when you combine that little bit of consistency with the power of time,
it becomes over $200,000. Yeah, that's not a typo. And that's not from winning the lottery. It's not a lucky stock pick. That is just the raw power of consistent, automated investing over the long term. And this just shows you exactly how it works. So after 1 year, your $100 a month is about $1,260. Not bad. But now, look at year 15. You're over $41,000. And then, the real growth kicks in. By year 30, you're looking at over $226,000. Do you see how massive that jump is from year 15 to year 30? That is compounding doing all the heavy lifting for you.
All right, so you've got your armor for safety, and you have your automated engine for growth. This third and final move, this is the accelerator. This is all about taking smart, calculated risks to really speed up your journey.
Now this is so important. We have to know the difference between a smart risk and a reckless one. A reckless risk is, trying to day trade stocks or gambling on crypto or following some hot tip you heard from a friend. A smart risk is investing in you. It's learning a new skill that could get you a promotion. It's starting that small side hustle on the weekends that you've been thinking about. It's betting on your own ability to create value in the world.
So there you have it. That's the framework. It's a simple, proven system. So let's just do a quick recap of this 3-move wealth plan.
Okay, move 1. Build your armor. Save that 3-month emergency fund. Get it done. Move 2. Automate your growth. Invest consistently in those low-cost index funds. And then move 3, accelerate. Take just one smart, calculated risk that invests in your own potential.
So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Just forget about everything else for a moment and just focus on move 3. What is the one smart risk? That online course, that side project, that new skill? What's the one thing you can start this month? Because that is where your real journey begins.